when we watch something or when we listen to something in English, there are some ingrained habits that we really need to get rid of before forming really good habits. So today I would like to talk about it. Without further ado, let's jump right in. So the very first habit that I would like to tell you about is to try to translate everything in your own language, in your native language. Because, when we were back in school, we used to analyze everything in our own language, right? To get good grades. So when we listen to something, when we watch something in English, we sometimes can't help translating things in our head. So let me tell you the reasons. The first one is not everything can be translated in English. In fact, there's a lot of expressions, words, and phrases that simply cannot be translated. And the second reason is that this is more important, I think. It really slows down the whole process. Think about it this way. You want to listen and understand right away. You don't want to listen, translate, and understand. No, because it takes too much time. When you have conversations, you cannot respond in that way. Why do you keep going down that road? Why do you keep reinforcing that habit? If you want to listen to English and understand quickly, naturally, you really need to get the ball rolling in that direction, in the right direction. But unfortunately, it might not be removed immediately because it's ingrained in your brain already. It's ingrained in your system. So give yourself permission to make mistakes. It's okay that you try to translate things sometimes, but when you do it, be more aware of it and try to stop it in the middle, okay? You repeat that, okay? Until you feel comfortable just watching or just listening without translating things in your head. So when you watch something, when you listen to something in English, don't do anything. Just observe the scene or just relax and listen. That is the most natural way. That is the most effective way to learn a language or to improve your listening. The second habit that you really need to break out of, is perfectionism. There's always gonna be some parts that you won't understand, you won't be able to listen to. And that is okay. That's actually normal. I still can't understand every single sentence in movies or in TV series. Whenever you encounter those parts that you don't understand, do you analyze too much? Do you spend too much time analyzing the sentences, analyzing the grammar patterns, analyzing the words? Well, analyzing stuff is fine, but if you spend too much time doing that, then that could lead to a problem. Because remember, we are trying to improve our listening. So, which means that if you want to improve your listening, the quantity is the most important thing. So that means we need to spend a lot of time listening and consuming content, like analyzing stuff. Like we go back, it means we go back to the old-fashioned way of learning, improve reading, studying grammar and memorizing words. If you want to improve those areas of the English language, yes, do that. But we are trying to improve our listening first, right? So when you get off the listening track, be more aware. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't analyze anything. That's not what I meant. What I meant was if you want to understand every single thing, it's gonna drive you crazy and it's gonna exhaust you. You don't have to know everything, and that's perfectly fine and that's perfectly normal. The last habit that I would like to tell you is being impatient. Well, I feel guilty too. I mean, I've been there. A lot of people ask me, I've been doing this for like a month or two. Why am I not improving? Why is my listening not getting better? And I always say, you're a normal person. It's normal. It really takes years to get to the high level. If your goal is to have conversations with foreigners and understand everything that they say in English, if your goal is to watch YouTube videos without any subtitles, that is a really high goal actually. So it takes years to get to the level. For some people, it takes 2 years, 3 years, sometimes more than 3 years, longer than 3 years. Think about it this way. If you have a driver's license, you're not just going to be the best driver within 1 month, within 3 months, right? It takes years. If you learn golf or if you learn swimming, same thing. It's gonna take years to get to the high level. Everything is the same. If you want to have a high level of a skill, it takes years to get to the level. Being impatient doesn't help you improve your listening skills at all. Only if you're willing to spend that amount of time and energy, I suggest you do it.